Hey guys, welcome back to my channel. I'm in a really good mood. This morning I managed to book myself summertime ball tickets. I've got myself Emma Blackery tickets. I got to finish work at 4:30. Things are okay in my life right now, so let's not jinx it. The only thing that went wrong today is look at this. This eyeliner is so bad. Legit, I was walking in the rain this morning and I was like, I felt a drop on the corner of my eye and I was like, my eyeliner's gonna smudge. I just know it. And you can get eyeliners that don't do this, so I do not recommend this eyeliner. I don't know what it is, but I know that I bought it from Boots when I was desperate for eyeliner, and you know what? I'm going back to Kiko or Primark, because both are better quality. I wanted to talk to you about, I was gonna say Star Wars Infinity Wars. Can you tell I'm not a Marvel fan? But I went to see Infinity War, Avengers, and this is the first Marvel film that I have ever seen in my entire life. I think it's just because I'm not really into the whole superhero thing. Like, I've always been more into like Harry Potter and things like that. Like, I've never really delved into that kind of Marvel or DC universe. Don't get me wrong, I know who all the superheroes are, I know what majority of their powers are, I know a couple of the backstories, like I am educated in some ways, not sure how. I watched the first Spider-Man when I was younger, and I've always defended Tobey Maguire as being the best Spider-Man just because that was the one I grew up with and that's the one I remember watching with my parents. But my opinion has quickly changed and I really do want to check out Spider-Man Homecoming because, oh my god, I've forgotten his name, but that guy that plays the new Spider-Man, it's not Andrew Garfield, it's not Tobey Maguire, I've forgotten his name. How can I forget his name? I think it's Tom Holland or something. So adorable. Quick thing right now, this video is going to be full of spoilers, so please click away right now if you haven't seen the film and come back. I don't want you to ruin it for yourselves. Before I went to see the film, I searched on Twitter because I didn't really care about spoilers because I'm not a fan of the films, and I ended up spoiling everything for myself, and my sisters were so curious, they kept asking me, tell me at least one person that, here's a spoiler, so click away, I'm warning you, tell me one person that dies. And I told them one, which was Groot, and oh my god, my sister lost her cool. She was like, Groot, no! And then my other sister overheard when she didn't want to know, and she was like, Groot! And I was like, oops, I've ruined their lives. Because I didn't know which characters they cared about, and apparently Groot is their favourite, so... Because I didn't say Spider-Man because I didn't want them to get upset, because that's the one that upset me. I was like, no, you can't kill off Spider-Man. Also, when I saw that Benedict Cumberbatch was getting killed off as Doctor Strange, quite upset. Like, how dare they kill off my bae. But surprisingly, I didn't find Benedict's death to be the saddest one, and I'll tell you why, and this is why now I've changed my view on Spider-Man. So I would now say that this new, I think it's Tom Holland, am I wrong? I'm not sure. I think he is probably my favourite Spider-Man just from watching this movie. I have watched one of the Andrew Garfield Spider-Man films, the one where, god, I'm just gonna give spoilers for everything here. The one where Mary Jane like hits her head and dies because he's trying to grab her, and then she like, boop, and she dies. You know which one I'm talking about. But I wasn't really a fan of that remake of Spider-Man, and when I heard they were doing another remake, I was like, really? Like, really? His performance in this one, honestly, I cried, and when I went to work my eyeliner was smudged, not because of rain this time, because my eyes were tearing up, and I couldn't believe I was getting emotional because I've only known these characters for like 2-3 hours, however long the film was. It was a long film. I was working that weekend and I was like, when is this film gonna end? I'm gonna be late for work. But I went into work and my eyeliner was smudged and I still felt emotional. I was like, you know when you walk out the cinema and you're so stuck in the universe and you can't get your head out of it? That's what I felt like. And honestly, just back to the Spider-Man thing, when he dies, oh my god, his spider senses go and he realises that he's gonna die. Oh my god, that little Mr. Stark, I was like, no, not my child. And then he says something like, please, I don't want to go, I don't want to go. And he's like hugging Mr. Stark, and I'm like, oh my god, no. And then he's like apologising for his own death, because in the beginning Tony Stark says to him, oh, if you die, or something along these lines. He says something, if you die, how am I going to tell Mary Jane, or something like that. And then in the end he's like, sorry, as he's dying, and I'm just like, no, Don't apologise for your death, you're so polite. It just broke my heart, honestly. That performance was stunning, and I don't cry unless I'm really attached to characters, so the fact that I'd only seen his character throughout this film and I'd never been introduced to him before, like the Homecoming Spider-Man, the fact that he was able to move me to tears when I only just kind of got into his character with this film is incredible, and honestly his acting was top notch, and he's definitely changed my opinion on the best Spider-Man. I just think this film, I don't want to go too into it because I'm not a huge Marvel fan, but considering I've never seen a Marvel film before, the fact that I went into the cinema and I was able to follow everything along and I was able to quickly grasp what it was about, and I didn't really need a proper introduction to the characters or anything to get into it, and I was still able to like understand the jokes and all this. The fact that it was easy for me to follow as a person going into this as a newbie was incredible, and I think that that's amazing that this is like the 14th film or something. I've been doing some research and I'm able to follow along and be just as engaged as someone who's been a fan of the film for years and years and years. I think that's amazing, and honestly bravo to the screenwriters and to the actors and to everyone involved with being able to do that. I was on the edge of my seat the whole time. There were moments where I was just like absolutely aghast. Like I remember sitting up in my seat at one point being like, oh my god, like really into it. And I don't usually get like that with films, and also I was hungover that day, so I was going into the cinema thinking I'm gonna fall asleep, I'm gonna be so bored because this isn't my kind of thing, and I'm not gonna be able to follow along and I'm not gonna understand anything. But actually I felt really engaged. I wanted to stay and watch more. I wanted the film to be longer, even though it was already so long. Even though, you know, I was late for work, I was like, God, I wish I wasn't working right now and I wish this film was longer, because it was so engaging, and even though there are so many characters in the film, you're able to kind of see each one of them individually. And honestly, I was happy that Benedict was such a big part of it. My sisters kept making a joke that he was just a side character, and I believed them. And then when he was in it like loads, I was really enjoying it. Love Benedict. Honestly, I just wasn't expecting to enjoy the film for anything other than Benedict Cumberbatch, and I left the film being, well, wanting to be a Marvel fan. Definitely going to be checking out all of their individual films, especially Spider-Man Homecoming. I'm really interested to see more of his character, because honestly he's probably my favourite Spider-Man now, and I've only seen him in one film. I'm definitely gonna, one weekend when I'm really bored and have no money, so probably this weekend, I'm gonna just have a Marvel marathon with my little sister. It'll be a really nice bonding experience for us. She's very much into things that I'm not into, but once you open yourself up to like trying new things, you could be surprised by how you feel about them in the end. I just wanted to say that I thought it was a great film and you should definitely go and check it out. I hope that you've checked it out if you're watching this video, because I just spoiled everything for you. I do not believe that all of the characters are dead. I've looked into I know, this is so weird that I looked into it and everything, like I'm so invested. I was so into it afterwards. I was looking at YouTube videos and stuff, and I've looked into the fact that the comic books of Infinity War, everyone does die apart from Captain America, whereas that didn't happen in the film. There was quite a few more of them left. I can't remember how many were left, probably like 4. In the end, I think they end up going back in time or something like that, and they do end up prospering in the end, and all the supervisors work is getting in my head. All the superheroes end up coming back to life in the next film. That's my prediction. They're not actually dead. However, it still did make me sad and still did make me cry, and I think it's great that a film was daring enough to kill pretty much all of their cast. That's incredible, and I am a sucker for a sad ending, and sometimes you have to see the bad guy win. It was so refreshing to see a bad guy win for once, and the ending was just like, yes, bravo. Honestly, I loved the ending, I really did. People might not like sad endings, but honestly I thought it was great. I was like, this is brilliant. I think Doctor Strange has a plan, because he says he can see 4 million outcomes and only one where they like succeed, and as he's dying he says something that hints to it. So I think that this was part of Doctor Strange's plan, and he knows exactly what had to happen leading up for them to win. So in the next one, they will live happily ever after. Everyone will rise again, and Doctor Strange will come back at the end and be like, see, this was my plan all along. It had to go this way exactly. I had to do it. And that makes me happy, because I want I want Spider-Man back. So that's my theory. Not even a theory, to be honest, because I've looked into the comic books, so I'm sorry if I spoiled Infinity War 2 for you as well. People are gonna hate me. I'll put spoilers in the title. Yeah, I just wanted to say, as a non-Marvel fan, really great film, would rate it 10 out of 10, and I actually would go and see it again. I genuinely would. I really didn't think I'd be into action too much, but it wasn't like boring action, it was all very engaging, and I'm really into the theories and everything, and I've got so many more opinions about it, but I don't want to make this video 10 hours long. So if you enjoyed this video, you can like, you can comment, and you can subscribe. I make new videos every Thursday and Sunday, or at least I try to. I tend to have a social life at the moment. What? I will try and upload every Sunday and Thursday, if not at least every Sunday, and I will see you guys, or you'll see me, in my next video. Bye.